You're listening to Do This First, a daily personal development podcast that focuses on science fact, actionable steps towards your best year ever. Hi, I'm Sandy, your host. Today, as promised yesterday on our previous podcast episode, we're going to talk about how to launch a successful pay-per-click campaign and some of the things that you can do right now if you have one running that's not really yielding the type of results that you'd like to have. PPC advertising has become a cornerstone of digital marketing. It allows businesses, no matter what your size brand is, whether you're starting out or established, to reach your target audiences quickly and effectively. However, managing a pay-per-click campaign, which is PPC, can be challenging, and understanding the essential attributes of a successful campaign can make all the difference in the world. Some of the key attributes, obviously, is to set your goals very clearly and your objectives should be very well defined. This is not something that you can just wing it. Some things you can, but this absolutely not. Because remember, you pay every time someone clicks on the ad. So you want to make sure that you have well-defined goals. You want to aim to increase your brand awareness, or maybe you want to drive website traffic. Sometimes you might want to launch a PPC campaign to generate leads or boost sales. Those are all different goals. So you can't do like a one size fits all because there should be different focuses on the campaign. What the focus is really is also going to craft your marketing strategy. So that's very important. So start out with knowing what your goals are, make sure they're actionable, and make sure they're valuable to your brand. Then, of course, you already know this. Do your keyword research. Keywords are the backbone of any campaign, especially pay-per-click. Remember, they are clicking on your ad. Why do you think they'll click on your ad? They're going to click on your ad based on the keywords that you're using. It's either they're wanting your product, whatever you say that you have, that they might be in the market for. It's very important that you have the right keywords. And again, you can use a free keyword tool like the Google Keyword Planner. You can use Ahrefs and SEMrush, but they are pricey. So make sure that you use the right tool. Then you have to write compelling ad copy. Ad copy is the first interaction between a potential customer and your brand. So successful ad campaigns utilize persuasive and engaging copy that resonates with your target audience. So just highlight the unique selling proposition, USPs, which we talked about in a previous podcast episode, and have a clear call to action. And tailor the language to appeal to the emotions of your audience, which we also spoke about. And then, of course, A/B testing different ad copies to help you identify what's resonating best with your audience. Effective landing pages is also a huge component of this. Imagine someone clicks on your ad and then they go to a clunky page that won't even load. I've had this happen when I clicked on someone's ad and it's like takes forever to load. I'm like, forget it. If they can't even bother to put together an optimized functional landing page, then I don't need to buy their product or find out about their services. So make sure you have an effective landing page that has a very strong and compelling headline, that has a strong call to action button, and just make sure that it is working properly. You should test it out before you bring it live and have other people, friends and family, test it out on different browsers, on their mobile phones, and that type of thing to help you out. And of course, you know about audience segmentation because we've talked about this. You have to make sure that you're targeting certain segments of your group, of your audience, and your campaign will hinge on knowing the audience that you're trying to cater to. So a one size fits all does not work for PPC. And then of course, keep optimizing. You have to keep optimizing keep adding keywords. If you see that the ad is underperforming, go down the checklist and see, okay, is it my keywords? Is it the different elements? Is it the headline? Is it the ad copy? Is it the images? Is it my landing page? Just keep going down the list until you increase your return on investment. And then, of course, this is not free. So make sure that you are managing the bidding strategy, managing your budget. Make sure that you know how much you want to spend on your ad campaigns, because it can get out of hand. The entry point is very cost effective, very low per se, but if you don't keep track of your spending, it can get out of hand very quickly. And of course, data-driven decision making enhances PPC campaign success. So establish key performance indicators such as the click-through rates, the conversion rate, the cost per conversion to gauge the performance of your ad. All this is very important, and there are so many free tools. I mean, you can use Google Analytics for this. And make sure that you use ad extensions. Utilizing ad extensions can improve visibility and provide additional information to potential customers. Options include like site link extensions, call extensions, location extensions. These all can enable your business to showcase more of its offerings. And we're actually going to talk more about ad extensions and landing pages tomorrow. Now that you've explored like the key attributes of a successful PPC campaign, what can you do right now to enhance your own, if you have one, PPC campaign that you've already launched? So you can find your goals again. If things aren't working out, you can refine your goals and define them so that you know exactly what the outcomes should be of your PPC campaign. Another thing you can do is conduct comprehensive keyword research. Maybe you're missing a couple of long tail keywords. We did a whole podcast episode on that. Maybe you've identified the wrong keywords. Go back to the drawing board and do it over and see what you come up with. Maybe you need to rewrite your ad copy. Maybe that's another way you can optimize your pre-existing campaign on PPC. Maybe you can optimize your landing page. Maybe it takes too long to boot up. Maybe it's not readable on mobile. I mean, you can, find out all these things just by testing it, and have your friends and family and colleagues test it as well. You can identify at least two aspects of your current campaign to test. A successful PPC campaign does not happen overnight, and it definitely does not happen by chance. It requires careful planning, execution, and a willingness to evolve based on data and audience behavior. You can't be just dead set on doing it XYZ way. You have to conduct your A/B testing and see what's working and see what's not. And if something isn't working, you need to find out why. You can usually do that by just going down your checklist of different things that could be wrong with your PPC campaign. By focusing on the fundamental attributes like we've outlined, you're taking actionable steps to enhance the effectiveness of your PPC campaign. You'll achieve better results and maximize your return on investment by taking these steps. Start today to ensure that your PPC efforts yield the desired outcomes and drive your business growth forward. You can do it. You don't need a big ad agency to do it for you. You can do it yourself, but it does take planning. It does take research, and it does take time. You can hook into your audience, people that actually want your product, want your services. They want what you have to offer. This is one of the most expeditious ways of doing it. It's going to cost you some time. It's going to cost you a little bit of money, but it is worth it. If you like what you're hearing, don't forget to leave a review. You can also read a full transcript of this podcast episode and all of my podcast episodes on my blog, and that's on dothisfirst.life. And while you're there, you can also sign up for I have 10 or 11 newsletters now on a variety of topics. Just Pick the topic that you want to learn about and run with it. And while you're there, you can listen to all of my podcast episodes. You can also read a transcript of all of my podcast episodes. And you can also listen to my podcast episodes on YouTube. And my handle there is at Do This First. And guys, you know that I'm going to keep reminding you, it is 41 days away from the end of 2024. 41 days. Good gosh. I hope that you've made exponential progress. Well, if you've been listening to this podcast faithfully and you've been applying what you've learned throughout all this time, because I started this podcast on January 1st, 2024, with the distinct purpose of helping us all finish strong with our goals. So if you've been listening and applying and executing, then you are definitely ahead of the game and definitely further along than you were last year. Tomorrow, we'll continue with our micro series of Finishing Strong. And we're going to focus on the ad extensions and the landing pages because these are two important components of a pay-per-click campaign. So till tomorrow.